Recording.
Mhm.
Hey, everybody. My name is Ronnie Sanders, and I'm the CEO and Managing Director of Power Music Radio. And a little bit about Power Music Radio, we're a 24-hour, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, internet broadcasting radio station. We're national and international, and we love playing our music, R&B, Southern soul, gospel, jazz, neo soul, a little bit of everything, including rap and hip hop. A little bit of that is sprinkled in as well. But we love our music, but we also have other passions. And our other passions is about the community. And we love being a support system to the community, people who are doing great things out there, getting a chance to come on and talk about what they do. And our independent artists. Now, we are passionate about independent artists. And if you listen to Power Music Radio, you will hear a lot of independent artists, and you'll be so amazed at the talent and everything that they have. So, being another platform, we're not the only platform, but being an additional platform to support independent artists, we enjoy doing. And so, talking about independent artists, there's a purpose for us sitting down today with this young man on screen. And it's going to be a pleasure having a conversation with him. Now, his name is Kyle Young, and I'm going to have Kyle give you a little bit about himself. But we're going to be talking about Kyle and his latest release called, and I'm always tongue tied, Kyle. So if I mess it up, forgive me.
Oh, yeah.
Accountability.
Yep.
This song.
Accountability.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. So, Kyle, how
Yeah.
you doing? It's a pleasure meeting you.
It's a pleasure meeting you. I really appreciate you reaching out. It means a lot to me. For
Thank
real.
you.
I'm good though. All right. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing wonderful. Thank you. So, tell everybody a little bit about who you are.
I'm Kyle Young. First off, I'm the son of Joe Young. So, Joe Young he's an artist and a creator, just that's what he does. So naturally, me being his son, I'm like his junior almost. So that's kind of what I do, but I do my thing too. And we also work together a lot. And that's who I am. I make music, but I also am a filmmaker and a designer. So I kind of do those three things, and sometimes I do it with other people, and sometimes I end up doing it for myself, which would be a project like Accountability, where I kind of produce this thing, but also working with other people too to help me along the way.
And so now Joe does Harper's Got Talent,
Yeah.
and he does animation. He does quite a
Hmm.
bit. Your father does, he's an icon. And so,
Yeah.
growing up, and he's been in, doing what he's been doing for a long, long time, right? So, growing up and being in that environment, did you start out as a young, when you were very young, wanting to emulate and do the same things as your father does, or did that, evolve later on in life?
Yeah, it was always there. He was always drawing, and so I think I was drawing at a really early age, maybe like 4 or 5 or 3 or something like that, just really being interested in it, maybe more than other kids, maybe. So that
Mhm.
was always there. And then he was always doing stuff with productions, video productions and TV things. So I was always just interested. So in a way, and then I kind of found my own path with music and stuff like that. But I even what's crazy is that even I thought about it. He's the one that got me into music. He showed me how to play on my grandfather's piano. He showed me how to play Yankee Doodle, like random like that.
Uh,
But in a way, he doesn't do music, but in a way, he kind of inspired me to even get into music, and he's not even really too musical like that. So it's kind of wild how influential even down to that he was. But yeah, from the beginning, I was always drawing with him. He'd always just give me some paper and some markers or some crayons just to do my own thing. So yeah, definitely.
because your dad does a lot with cartoons, correct?
Yeah, he was a syndicated cartoonist in newspapers. So that turned into animations, TV specials, different characters. And so yeah, that he's from his brain, a sketch turns into projects. So yes, yep, cartooning.
So did you hang out in the studios with him when you were young?
Yeah, a lot. That was kind of a lot of my after school, especially early years. I was there every day after school. So I'm seeing projects happening. I'm not really knowing what's really happening. I'm
Mhm.
wanting to participate, and I'm like 7 years old, and they're like, no, not yet. So there was a period of time where I wasn't participating, but I was there a lot. And then yeah, after school, coming down from Springfield, just being in Hartford almost, every day,
Mhm.
learning, growing, and then eventually being a part of it. So yeah, I was there a lot.
So now on your musical journey, you said you started out like how old were you when you did the piano? When you learned the Yankee
Oh,
Doodle?
that was early. I was probably like 4 or 5, something like that, 6, something like that. Just random, like casual, not even really. He probably didn't even like think twice about it. Just something, just probably we were bored,
Uh-huh.
We didn't have cell phones and things like that at the time. So it was just passing time, really. I don't even know if he knows the story. I probably, but yeah. So yeah, probably early kid,
Mhm.
like really little kid. Yeah. Mhm.
And now, when you were younger, what type, high school and everything, when did you really start listening to music and enjoying music, knowing, that this was
Mhm.
something you really liked? About what age were you at when you started discovering music?
I think when I was in like fourth grade, maybe like around 9 or 10, I think I started getting into like keeping track of this artist made this song, this is the music video, this is the title. I think around that age, I started studying it, like becoming like obsessed with it, and
Uh-huh.
around that age, yeah.
And who was your
But
favorite artist way back when?
favorite artist early on has got to be like DMX, Ja Rule, Jay-Z, um, yeah, people like that.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah.
Now, did you listen to all the genres, or was it the hip hop and rap that you listened to mostly?
It was definitely only hip hop and R&B at the time. I feel like it was like if I was to listen to rock, like kids would like treat me weird or something. I just wasn't. I didn't even know I could. I didn't even know I
Uh-huh.
could at the time. And then when I did get older, I went back and like listened to certain things like Sublime and Nirvana, and I'm like, oh man, I wish I would have listened to this back then. I would have been like more open-minded. So it was kind of like that. I just didn't even know that I could even that I could, I didn't even think I would like it. So yeah, no, definitely only what everybody else was listening to at the time. Yeah.
Now, did you pursue it high school and college? Were you heavy into music during those times?
Um, that's kind of where it started at the end of high school. I kind of left it alone for a while. And
Hmm.
then I ended up going to school with some kids. They were in a band. And I was like, oh, you can create your own music and people can like it and listen. It was just crazy. Like they were making MP3s and they could send it around. And I just thought that was just wild that people could just love something that you could create. And so I remember maybe like junior or senior year, I just started to like take their songs and try to do little like remixes and stuff to it and stuff. And that was kind of my start with it. And then in high school, a friend of mine, Scatterbox, shout out, brought me to his house and he showed me how to rap. Like he had like a setup, he had a laptop, he had GarageBand, and he showed me he was
Oh,
making
wow.
beats, and he showed me how to rap and how to rap like on a certain level, like way back then. So that's really how it got started, like around like 17, 18 years old.
And so you
It's just
heavy into it? I mean, doing it all the time? What else did you pursue during those times? Were you into another career at the same time?
in high school, I was just maybe starting to work with my dad a little bit, so I was kind of doing kind of what I'm doing now, just still just like select projects, not like a lot. So I was doing that graphic design heavy, a little bit of video making, yeah, and the music. And yeah, I kind of played some sports in high school, but yeah, once I hit like college age, I was pretty much like, okay, I want to do music, and then like the film was kind of like secondary, so I was kind of doing them both. But like the film to make music videos to go with the music, that was kind of what I was into.
Now,
I'm still into.
was this planned? Did you say, okay, I want to do graphic design? I've been, involved with that. I want to do music. I want to do producing.
Mhm.
Do you write music as well? You're a songwriter?
Yeah,
You wrote the
I
song?
write. Yeah, I
And
wrote.
so, all these different disciplines, did you, have a plan for those, or was it as you were doing things, it was like, oh, I think I'll try this as well?
Mm, It was things that I was interested in. I wanted to learn how to use Photoshop because like even when I wasn't working, I was doing my own projects, like my own animations.
Hmm.
So I wanted to learn so I could do my own stuff anyway. So I was always interested in it. What was the question you said? Was it planned?
Yeah.
It was organic. It was just I was already doing it. I was already doing little tasks already for like that turned into bigger tasks. So I was already it just I was just it was just a part of like what I was already doing. I was into it and I was working and I was designing flyers for people and stuff like early in college. So it was just already it was my interest and it was my work already at the same time.
I see. And the reason I'm asking is because a lot of times people will want to pursue something, like they love music, they love to learn how to play an instrument, but they want to get this done first. So everything is, like structured. And I love it when I'm, talking to people and when they're interested in something, okay, I'm going to pursue that as well. But you don't put down the other things. You learn to incorporate that into what you're doing in your everyday life. And, so I wanted to bring that up because I was looking at your bio, and your bio is impressive with all the different things that you do. So
Oh, that's great.
was this
Thank you.
like, oh, okay, I think I'll learn rap, and then I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do this. Instead, you're doing it all and you're enjoying what you're doing.
That's that's interesting because that's been a struggle of mine is I don't have time to make music, but then okay, I have to do this for work. Okay, but I want to do so it's like aligning it. So sometimes just out of necessity, you just gotta like, how can I get what I need? How can I satisfy myself? Like, okay, I want to shoot a film, but I need to do this music thing now. So okay, it's the music. So you're right. Yeah, it's not it is planned, but it's just almost like it comes together, but it's almost like this is all I could do at the time. But that's cool.
Find a way, make a
That's
way.
actually,
The find
yeah,
a way,
like
make a way.
and it's all tied together. Like so, if you put out a song, you have to make the song, and then you have to create the cover art for the thing. So it's like a graphic design. Okay, and then we shoot the video. So it's all together anyway. So it's just instead of me paying somebody to do it, I'm doing it myself, which makes it easier for me to do something but because I'm able to
Yeah.
do it with them.
And I find, listening to independent artists, that's one of the biggest challenges is to have, be able to afford to have somebody
Yeah.
do all these other pieces that's
Mhm.
needed to get that, that music out and to, even the distribution piece of it, and they're all learning how to incorporate all these different talents in order to be able to survive because there's
Yeah.
plenty of talent out there. It's just that they can't afford to really do all those pieces, like making a flyer. That's a skill. And not
Yeah.
as a skill because I know I work at it hard.
Yeah. It just takes time. It really,
It
more than
does.
anything,
It
most,
does.
just takes time. So,
So,
yeah, that's,
doing
mm,
all this, and then we're going to talk about the song because I'd love to,
go.
get some to have you talk about your journey for the song. But doing all this and being so busy, how do you keep yourself grounded?
Mm. Ah, man. That's a tough question because it's like, I did this to get grounded. It
Oh,
was like, if I didn't do this, I was gonna not be good. This is my therapy. So, I haven't released music in like 2 or 3 years. So it's like I went from like doing that regularly to doing that, when I can. So like you feel like a part of you is lost when you're not living your purpose, you
mm-hmm.
know. So yeah, how do I stay grounded by doing this, by getting to this point so then I can, have this moment to kind of like live in my brain a little bit while I go and take care of that work again.
Mm-hmm.
Just yeah. But other than that, how do I stay grounded? Just talking to my family and just being grateful.
Hmm.
and just yeah, just relaxing and taking accountability. Honestly, it feels good to. I'm like the type of person. It feels good to. I don't mind being wrong because I know that there's a lesson in that.
Hmm.
So I don't. Some people don't like when I say that, but I don't
But
mind being
that's
wrong.
true.
Yeah.
That's very true. Yeah.
I don't like to be wrong, but I don't mind it. But the more things I learn, because I try to remember the lessons too. So it's like if I am wrong 10 times, that means I learned 10 things. So
Uh-huh.
I'm cool. I'm okay with that at the end of the day.
Everybody, we are having a conversation with Kyle Young, and
Oh, indeed.
this is Power Music Radio. And Kyle, so you were just talking about you were kind of bringing up the purpose of your song,
Hmm.
being accountable for what you do. So
Hmm.
how did that come about? How was that journey? How did that journey start?
Well, because I think it's easy to make excuses, and it makes it feel better, but it doesn't really do anything. And neither does being accountable really, but at least you like admit it and you say it out loud. And there's some certain humility in like admitting that you're wrong. And then there's like a certain like respect that should be given for like doing at least trying to do something about it, even if and then sometimes it's not even your fault, but you can acknowledge how you contributed to something being worse or whatever. But what was the question? I'm sorry. You said
But that, what you're saying is amazing because a lot of people don't think that way. They want to find excuses for everything is, even the reason why um, I was on the bus one day and this lady was making excuses as to just getting up in the morning, and
mm,
complaining about it and trying to find, is my husband sick and I have to get up and, so people will find excuses for everything. And, for someone to be able to recognize within themselves, okay, this is what is going on, this is my part of it, and this is what I need to change instead of, what everybody else needs to do in order to make you feel comfortable. So I find that is really great to hear you talk about, that kind of responsibility for yourself. So
but I'm still not perfect. I'm still not perfect though. So it's not preaching. It's just I'm just trying to lead. Hey, just say this is my experience and what and it's still I'm saying I'm trying to take accountability. So it's still a struggle too because there's still a lot too. But I do appreciate it. Yeah, I try to be mindful and try to be considerate. But sometimes when you're trying to focus on one thing, you lose focus about the other things too. So it's not always perfect,
it's not
So it's
always perfect.
mhm.
And I like the fact that I'm not perfect and I don't want to be perfect because then I'm out. You know?
True, right. Yeah, what is
So I feel like we're always working on ourselves and, learning and growing. So no, I don't want to be perfect. I just want to be a good person. So now
right, right.
the name of the song, was that your journey? Is that how you came up with the name of the song, or what was that about when you decided to name your song Accountability?
Well, yeah, when I decided to name it that, it really just stemmed from that one line. But I felt like really like accountability. I don't know, for whatever reason, I've just been hearing accountability, accountability, accountability. It's almost like the word of the year for 2025. I've just been hearing it a lot. So it's not even why I said it. I don't know why I said it. It worked in that moment, but it stood out when someone asked me what the title was. I was like, I don't know, I guess accountability because I liked how I said it in that moment. But then when I thought about the whole thing and what I'm talking about, it did work because I'm calling myself out. I'm not afraid to, you know what I'm saying? I'm not making an excuse. I was being fully transparent, so I felt like it fit, and I thought it was a cool word to
Now,
use.
how did you decide on the music part of it?
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so how the song is I had the song I made the beat using AI. There's this program online you can look them up, and I made a beat for something completely different. I was doing a film work and I was making a beat and I made it and I let it sit for a couple months. And then one day I just had a free day and I was like, I need to write something. Like I said before, like why am I so grounded? Because this is what I do. I was like, I have to. It was like I was fiending for a song. I was like, if I don't do this, I'm gonna go crazy. So uh, I wrote, I wrote it to this one beat, and I'm listening to it, and I'm liking it because it's the same song, the same. I didn't re-record it. It's the same vocals. So
Okay.
what I'm saying is the same message, and I'm playing it. I sent it to a couple people or whatever. I get like a reaction, and then I sent it to my friend Miles, the producer and he said send me the acapella, send me the vocals. And some people might be offended by that. Oh, you don't like my beat, whatever. But I'm like, okay, I already know what he's gonna do. So I sent it to him. I didn't know what he was gonna do, but I sent it to him and he sent it back in like an hour and it was that beat. And I'm driving in my car. I shed a tear. I'm not gonna lie. I shed a tear.
Awesome.
It was because what he like the song, it was cool before from like a rap perspective, a poetic perspective. But
Hmm.
when he sent me that beat with those vocals in it and everything, like it was a hit. I knew it was like an undeniable thing. So I had to that's how the music came to be. It's a remix actually of the original. It's not the original. I might play the original and play them both, but it's almost like it doesn't even compare. Just that emotion, that vibe. It sounds like I wrote it to that,
Hmm.
but the music came after, which is crazy.
And I'm glad you mentioned that because it did come out more poetic to me
Hmm.
than, like some hip hop is like hard driven,
Mm,
that kind of thing. And yours I felt was more lyrical, you know.
yeah, yeah.
And so I am not I am not well versed on hip hop
Hmm.
at all.
Hmm.
But love the beats and it's the vocals that get me. But sometimes I'm hearing these great beats, and so when I hear the vocal and the music together, and it all melds together, and you're sitting there, because I was just sitting there, and I was just like relaxing to the song, and so I was like, I have to really have a conversation with this man because I love the song. I think it's a great song. And you guys, when you hear it, I think everybody will agree with me that it's more on the poetic side than it is, on the hard driven side.
Right, yeah, definitely hip hop, definitely definitely not the hardest thing, but that's kind of a weird thing to say, but I think it's hard, but it's that's cool. If you don't think it is, that's cool, even better. Like
Yeah.
that's good in a good way. It's fun, it's family friendly. We got the radio edit, which is good. It wasn't too bad before. It's nothing too like that. You won't even notice. And
Uh,
yeah, I think it's good vibes, and I only can speak on it so highly because of what Miles did with the music. It's like I'm a fan of the song, just like outside of my body in that because it's like just it's it's a whole different thing. It's like it's above me.
and to make it clear, it's not slow. It's not a
Yeah,
slow
yeah, yeah.
song,
It's not
right?
slow.
So, guys, it's not a slow song. It's just the way that you embrace it when you're listening to it. So,
Hmm.
and that's what I enjoyed about it. So now what's next?
What's next is, I mean,
Breaking
I
news.
want, yeah, 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 yeah. Definitely more music. That's the idea. I talked to Miles. It's like we got to do the project. We got to do an EP or an album. So that's where I would go, to get another song at least. And then for me personally, I do want to do a movie, feature film. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. So this
And
was
I'm
like
glad
my
you
little
mentioned
mini.
movie. Talk
Mhm,
about the video because there is a video that
mhm,
goes with the song.
mhm.
How'd that
Yeah,
come
there's
about?
it's kind of like the same feeling where I was just like, oh, I gotta do this video. I felt like I had fire in my hand. So I'm like, I gotta do this now because I know myself. I'll have something and then I'll work it up and then I'll get distracted and then it'll just get shelved. So I'm like, I gotta do something with it now. So it was just in real time, about a week. I hit up my friend Carl, who I have long history with, shot a lot of stuff for me in the past, and I've worked with him on different things. Went to film school with him. So I just know he's from Bloomfield, Connecticut, but he's out here. So hit him up, and he was just real cool. I knew I picked him because I knew what I wanted, but I knew that I wanted to be able to like kind of improvise and like create on the scene. And I
Mhm.
knew he was going to be relaxed and cool with that and open-minded. So that's why I picked him. And he's a professional. He does good work and he has good ideas too. So it was a cool collaborative effort. Monique, my girl, she helped a lot on that, helped support me because it's hard kind of trying to shoot yourself and be in something while it's your thing. So like she definitely helped a lot with different things too. And what else? The video is you just gotta watch it. It's on YouTube. Kyle Young Accountability. It we made a lot happen with not a lot of resources.
That's nice.
Man, we shot it all mostly in one day. We shot it in the Valley, we shot it in Hollywood, we shot it I got some pickups in Chatsworth. So it was just it was a cool project. I tried to like almost shoot every line. I tried to show it visually when I could. That was kind of the plan, and I want to. You just gotta see it. You just gotta see it. It's fun. It's fun. And also, what's different about it is that I don't really like to perform into the camera. I didn't want to rap into the camera, so it's more of like a short film
Oh,
than
okay.
than a music video. I'm not like necessarily saying the words, so that's what makes it a little different too.
Now you said you had taken a break. So do you have other music that's out there, or is this your first song that you released?
No, no, there's other music. The last one I did, I Love the Way. There's a song called I Love the Way that I did. There's some other ones too. This is for, and then I have an album called Restless that I did, I think in 2015. So that's
Mhm.
like 10 tracks on that. I've been making music since 2005, really. So and then started publishing music maybe in like 2007 or something like that. And just here and there. But yeah, Boss Up, I Love the Way. This is for what else? Crazy Times Three. That was another one. But yeah, what we're promoting right now is accountability. But there is, if you Google Kyle Young music, Kyle Young hip hop, Kyle Young rapper, I'll pop up.
Okay. And I was just going
Yeah,
to ask you, how can people connect with you?
yeah. Instagram, at the Kyle Young, TikTok, I think it's the Kyle Young underscore. Those are the main ones I would say. That's where I'm mostly posting. And from there, you could just follow me on there. Check out the stuff. If you scroll down my Instagram, it's just mostly content,
Oh, okay.
and things like that. Yeah.
Do you have YouTube? I mean, you have YouTube. Do you have a
Mhm.
website or anything yet?
Yeah, my website is basically my link tree, but if you type in thekyleyoung.com, that'll bring you to a whole bunch of different things too. The YouTube, the social media, and a couple other different things. So thekyleyoung.com, but mostly it's the Kyle Young, like TheKyleYoung, the Kyle Young.
Oh, okay.
That's where you go. Yep.
Keeping it
Mhm.
simple and we can find you easy.
Yeah. There's another Kyle Young that's an artist though, so you got to make sure that that's the right track though, because sometimes
Oh,
his
okay.
music is put on my page and things like that. So if you type in Kyle Young hip hop, I'll usually be the one that
That's
pops up.
good to know. That's good
Mhm,
to know. So,
mhm.
Kyle, I really appreciate you taking the time to, talk to me and have me, delve into your personality and your journey, which is fascinating. But one of the things that I like to do, Power Music, we love to be positive. And I know that, like I said, when I read your bio, I was like, this is a busy, busy young man. And,
Oh
I
yeah.
asked you about being grounded. What kind of encouraging words would you say to somebody who's listening to you, who might think that they're all over the place? They want to do so many different things. What kind of encouraging words can you give to somebody to help them know that what they're doing and what they're, thinking and how they're going about things is actually okay?
Mhm. That's interesting. Yeah, I would say the most encouraging word I could give for that is that if you're doing something and you believe in it and people seem to somewhat like it, then you're probably doing better than 99% of people just because most people are afraid to even believe in themselves in that way. So um just keep just keep doing it because really what you're doing by keep doing it is you're becoming an expert at it. So sometimes you don't always get the best results while you're on the come up, but sometimes when it's been after a certain amount of time and you put something away and come back to it, you just it's like riding a bike, you know what I mean? You might
Mhm.
from being a kid and now you'll be able to do things you couldn't do as a kid, theoretically. But just keep just keep doing it because most people give up quickly. Most people give up when they fail once. So just by even doing something for more than a year, you're already in a very small percentage of people. And keep reinventing yourself, keep trying to make it better, take people's criticisms as help rather than um, trying to hurt you.
Mhm.
Actually take it. You can still get mad at it, be like, okay, I'll still get mad at you, but I'm still gonna take what you told me because might as well, you know. You're not gonna be able to say that to me twice. So yeah, just keep believing, just keep believing it, just keep scaling it up and making it better. Compare yourself to your last, be hard on yourself, but be good to
Mhm.
yourself too,
And
you
know
know.
that you're unique, you know.
Mm, you are
Know that you're
unique. That
unique.
is true.
Nobody else
True.
is you.
That's true.
So that
That
makes
is
it
that's
okay
what
from there. Yep.
that's what makes you special is that you are you no matter
Yep.
what. So no matter what you do, you that's yeah, people that is an interesting thing because some people get stopped by oh I don't want to do this, someone else did this, or I don't it was too
Right.
similar to this, and it's like, but they can't do it like you. So that's what makes it the special thing. So you can
That's what makes it
almost
special.
do any idea. It's like, oh, everyone has a podcast, but not everyone can do it like you. So yep. Or
Exactly.
everyone's a rapper, but not everyone's gonna have the same perspective, so
Sound or beat.
mhm.
So
That's real. I like that.
I do too.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Kali, it has been a pleasure having this conversation with you. And you mentioned that you're going to be doing an EP. If you, when you finish, and or if you have anything else that you want to come back and talk to Power Music Radio listeners about, you are always welcome. I always invite you to come back.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, I'm honored. I'm honored that that's what I'm saying. This is the inspiring thing. This is why you follow your dreams because look, you can I've made a song like just at my house. Just off of my brain. I created it didn't exist before. Someone took it, made a remix to it, and then people watched it, and then people are asking questions about it. So to me, that's worth it. Like that,
Yeah,
like that. So for any creators out there, just do it and just put your heart into it and just believe. And people, if you want people to care, just care about it more than them.
exactly.
You know? Thank you. I appreciate it. It's an honor. Like I'm so grateful. I'm so your help. This it helps me. It helps me. It
Anytime.
helps me. It helps me. Thank you.
I'm
I
glad
appreciate
I
it.
follow your father.
Yeah, I'm glad you follow him too. I knew him posting it was gonna result in something. That's where I'm like I knew the power. I was like, if you did you are you following him on Facebook?
Yeah,
Yeah, I knew it. That's why I was telling him like I was like if you post it anywhere, just post it on Facebook because he gets crazy. It's just like people just love him. So I knew that. Thank
exactly.
you. Thank you. Appreciate you.
So, everybody, we are finishing a conversation with Kyle Young, talking about his journey, a life journey, and also his journey for his latest release called Accountability on YouTube. And, this is Power Music Radio. I encourage you to go to www.powermusic, and music is spelled with a Z, MUZIC radio.com. You can listen live. There's also an app that you can download so you can listen anytime, any place, anywhere. Check out Power Music Radio, and you will be hearing Kyle's song because he is in the system. So
Oh,
be able to hear him come up at points in time. So I encourage you to listen to Power Music, Kyle. I appreciate you. Like I said, you're welcome to come back anytime. All right.
thank you. Thank you. Let me know. I'll be back. Thank you.
Definitely. All
All
right.
right.
You have a great day.
You too.